So good morning, everybody. This is Marlene Bertrand with Bertrand Realty, and today's session is going to be on realtor safety. So I want to start off by asking the panel, when you think of dangerous professions, what are some of the professions you think of?
Policemen,
Hmm.
Firefighters.
Any
like
other?
iron and steel workers,
That's a good
flight
one.
engineers,
That's a good one. That's a good one. Um,
Delivery truck drivers.
yep, I like that one.
people working in construction.
Mm-hmm. Good. So thank you all for your input. So yeah, nobody mentioned real estate, and we're all in the real estate industry. So I think most people don't think of real estate as a dangerous profession. Still, every year, hundreds of thousands of realtors are in danger whenever they enter the real estate arena. And so I want to read some statistics from the National Association of Realtors. Um, they say that in a member survey and safety report in 2021, 41% of agents feared for their personal safety during showings. And more than that, 32% feared for their safety while meeting a new client for the first time. And then we also have to remember that there are a large number of realtors who have actually been murdered while on the job. So we're just helping people buy and sell homes. You wouldn't think that would be a dangerous profession, but it is. And so I want to ask the panel again, why are people attacking us? We're just realtors. Why are they attacking us?
They want money.
Mm-hmm.
Jewelry, they want our car. They think we're rich and we can afford to lose money. Some are simply just predators, and they understand that we are in vulnerable positions, and that we're typically alone, and so they are treating us like a crime because of the opportunity that is there with this profession.
Well, that's so true. They think that we have all this money that we walk around with wads of money in our purses or pockets. And they think we can just go to the ATM and just have the ATM spit out money, like, hey, go to the ATM, and they will hold us at gunpoint to go get that money. Um, Sometimes the real criminals, I mean, they mean big business here, they will hold us at ransom. And the sad thing is, we don't have that kind of money. When nobody shows up with the money, they get angry. And a lot of times this just encourages them to beat us up. Um, they might kill us. They're criminals, so they're not rationally thinking. So it is kind of a sad situation that we're put in such a vulnerable position to be preyed upon this way when all we're trying to do is help people buy and sell homes. So, when I entered the real estate profession, I never dreamed it was a dangerous profession. I really enjoy what I do, but in my 34 years of business, I actually have three memorable events that happened while I was on the job. And I wrote an article about it about 2 years ago. And an editor from the real estate magazine saw this article and thought, wow, we need to interview this person. And so they interviewed actually several people who have had experience in being in dangerous situations. And I was one of them. And I was featured, or I am featured in the California Real Estate Magazine in an article that talks specifically about realtor safety. And in the article, I talk about some of my experiences, some of the dangers, and some of the things that people can do to keep safe while on the job. And I want to read some of these things. I have a list of about 16 things. I'm just going to read those things because I want to make sure that I cover everything. And this is a minimum list. There are many other things, but minimally, if realtors would do these 16 things, they're going to be pretty safe. It doesn't mean you're out of danger. It means that if you practice these tips, you'll have a better chance of surviving an attack or thwarting an attack. So number one, show property before dark. If a client comes to you and wants to show property after dark, just refuse, because criminals, people who intend to do harm, they want to do it in the safety of darkness. They don't want people to be able to see what they're doing, of course, because they don't want to get caught. So you want to make sure that you're always in a place that's well lit, and never show property when it gets dark. Number two, you want to meet new clients first at the office, or meet them at a loan mortgage company, or meet them at a title company or a coffee shop, but never meet them alone for the first time. Never meet a seller for a listing presentation at their house for the first time. And whatever you do, you want to make copies of their IDs to be able to identify it. You make a copy that you keep on yourself, and you make a copy that you keep at the office, some place that is readily available for others to see it. You want to limit number three is limit personal information in marketing and advertising material. And what that means is you don't need to tell people everything. Nowadays, we don't even put our address on a business card or marketing, not even the company address. So just make sure that you're keeping your private business private. And that goes for social media as well. On social media, you don't have to tell people everything you're doing, when you're doing it, how you're doing it, where you're doing it, because predators they're lurking, and they're watching, and they're seeing, and they know that if I go to this place at this time, that person's going to be there. Because sometimes it's not always about money. They have other harmful intentions in mind, and they're just waiting for you to be alone so that they can take advantage of you there. So open houses, we do open houses to help promote homes. And one of the things I advocate for is never, ever, ever do an open house by yourself. Always have someone with you. It can be a friend, it can be a neighbor, it can be your significant other, it can be anyone, just so long as you're not holding the home open by yourselves, because predators, the opportunity for them is when they see someone alone, they have a better ability to take advantage of you. So just make sure you never hold an open house by yourself. And I know I keep stressing that, but that to me is like the number one thing. Number 6, at the open houses, make sure you tell a neighbor or all the neighbors that are around that house. Tell those neighbors so that they are aware that you're going to be there. They can, a lot of times they'll be on the watch for any kind of suspicious activity. And I've actually been saved because a neighbor noticed some suspicious activity and was able to help me thwart a dangerous situation. You want to wear, number 8, wear logo apparel or a badge. The reason I suggest this is because when you're in a dangerous situation, let's say you call 911 and you're fleeing, you want them to be able to see immediately who you are, that you're the one that called 911. You're running away from your attacker. And so if you're wearing your logo apparel, when the police are driving up or driving around, they know that you're the one that's in danger. Same thing, I know we don't like to put car magnets on our car, but when you're in a dangerous situation, at least it allows the police to be able to find you and locate you. And so it's just a way of being identifiable. Number 9 is never be in the same vehicle with the client. You drive your vehicle, they drive their vehicle, because you don't know these people. You don't know what their intentions are. We hope the intention is that they're going to buy a house from us, but You just want to be safe. Even if you've traveled with them several times, or met with them several times, or shown property to them several times, attackers sometimes they wait. They wait for the perfect opportunity. Maybe that first time they weren't able to do what they wanted to do, so they figure, well, okay, this time. So never ever be in the same vehicle with a client. Number 10, identify ahead of time whether or not you have cell service at the place where you're showing. So here's the thing that predators do. They know where cell service is, where cell service isn't. And a lot of times people in a vacant home, they'll turn off their service. So there's no service there, no cell service there. And so you want to make sure that you're in an area where you can get cell service. And if not, then have specific check-in times with people that if you're not back at a certain time, that they know where to find you. You want to, number 11, use a distress code. This can be a word or a phrase that lets people know that you're in danger. And if a predator is present, try to work the distress code into the conversation secretly. So, for instance, you could say, "Hi, this is Mary," or "This is Dee Dee." Maybe your distress code is a nickname, Dee Dee. "Hi, this is Dee Dee. I'm at 123 Oak Street in Citytown," whatever the town is. "I forgot to bring the yellow file with me to the showing. Can you send that over to me right now?" That's a code to let people know that you're in distress, and you don't have to say anything else. They just know, and they'll immediately show up because you've left an itinerary with them to let them know where you are. And number 12, check out your surroundings wherever you go, at every destination. Check out your surroundings. Never just get out of your car. Look around, see if you can see anything suspicious looking, something out of place, and never go into your car without looking first. It's very important. Number 13, never park your car in the garage or driveway. The reason for this is you run the risk of being blocked in. So as a realtor, I know a lot of times people will park their car in the driveway because they think they're being helpful, allowing visitors to park on the street in front of the property. But when you park in the driveway, a predator can park right behind you and block you in. So just make sure you're always parked in a place where you can get out immediately. Number 14, you never enter the room first. And if possible, never be in the same room with the client. You want to always have your back to an exit. You want to always have an exit point. And I remember one occasion when having my back to a sliding glass door saved me. And it's just never, ever, ever be blocked in. If you keep that in your mind, I don't want to be blocked in. You're going to be safe. Number 15, take a self-defense class. You want to carry a mace or a weapon of some sort. And I know some of you have or are in professions where carrying a weapon is quite important to your safety. Monique, do you have anything you want to share? Because you've done property management for, I don't know how many years.
Yes, I've been doing property management as well for a very long time. And one thing they do, they always recommend bringing something like a whistle, something that can make a lot of noise as well. Another tip that they've also told us about is to downplay your jewelry. Us ladies like to flash those wonderful wedding rings, those nice fancy bags, wonderful jewelry. They actually discourage that. Wear fake jewelry. You can still get your point across that you're married by not flashing your $5,000 carat diamond ring. You can wear something in place of that. Also, when you are going to show a property or an apartment, in my case, bring minimal amounts of things with you, such as don't bring every credit card you own. Just bring something as minimal as your ID, maybe one card, or maybe a small amount of cash, your keys. And now that everything is like an e-key, you could just wear like maybe a watch and use that to get into the property. So that can help eliminate yourself being as a target as well.
Well, that's excellent. Thank you, Monique. That was really good information to share. And that actually is just one of the most important points to remember is that these perpetrators, they're out to steal from us. You know, they want our money, they want our jewelry, they want our possessions. So it's a good idea to keep those tips in mind. Thank you, Monique. Um, and then number 16, if you're attacked, it's better to flee. That's what the police officers are saying is don't try to fight them. Even though you have weapons with you, even though you have mace, even though you might have a pistol on you, they may overcome you and they may be able to take that weapon away from you or use that weapon on you. Unless you're super well versed in that weapon, it's just better to just get out of the situation than to stay in that and try to fight them, because chances are they've done that sort of thing more than you have. They know how to take a victim down. So just run and scream and let people know you're in danger. So that's it for my presentation today. I hope you found these tips helpful, and I just hope that you all stay safe out there.